Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. Welcome to the Bronx Queens Bros podcast, better known as the BQB podcast. I'm Big V. We got Big D. We also got Jack B. Dave, how are we doing?
It's a new week. I feel like our podcast has been reset a little bit. We got our guys here in the correct team hats once again, but stay tuned to see Big V in a Yankees hat because he lost Big D's big odds last week. Jack, you look like yourself again. How you feeling today?
Yes, I feel so much better in this Yankee hat. Excited to kick off a great episode. We got some great series to recap. We're going to get into our segments today, and then we're going to preview some next series, and then Dave's got a special trick up his sleeve. We'll see what that is later.
Yeah, I'm super excited for all of these things, ladies and gentlemen. But before we get into any of that, you guys know the deal. This episode is sponsored by one of the best kept secrets in northern New Jersey. Engineering and Design Concepts, a small company doing big things. They specialize in product development, manufacturing, and test equipment. If you or anyone you know need assistance in that field, they are the company you need to contact. The link to their website will be in the description below. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the Mets just wrapped up a nice little sweeper with the Athletics. A team they had to sweep, a team they had to beat. They went out and they did it. You know, game one, Friday night, great, easy win. The Mets ended up breaking a franchise record by walking 17 times in that game. I don't know if it's more on the Mets' eye or that the fact that Athletics couldn't throw a strike. I felt like they could have just called me up. I think I would have threw more strikes, to be brutally honest with you. I know, Jack, you've seen me pitch before. I'm nasty on the mound. I probably would have allowed 5 home runs, but at least I would have thrown some strikes. So, I mean, it was brutal to watch. Lindor had a great game, 7 RBIs, hit a grand slam, 3-run double. It was a good game. Mets got a nice, easy win. Kodai Senga didn't look amazing. Couldn't get through 5 innings, but he had long half innings there. Cold out there at the Bay Area, so that's why they didn't want to push him. I thought he could have got that last out, but all in all, wasn't a great performance, but Mets still got the win, so no problem there. Mets ended up winning 3-2 the following day. A nice little comeback. Mark Canha hit a game-tying home run in the 7th. Nimmo with the go-ahead double. A nice win. And then on Sunday, that would be yesterday, we had Max Scherzer ready to start, but they pushed him back to face him against the Dodgers. So Jose Butto decides to come up. And you know what? He didn't look too bad. He looked pretty good out there. Pitched pretty solid. Mets ended up giving away the lead in the 8th. And then they ended up Big Meat Pete, the polar bear. It's a game-tying home run in the 9th. And the Mets ended up taking the lead in the 10th on a wild pitch. Not the best way to take the lead, in my opinion. But we could have gotten more, but Escobar in the 9th at one point ground into a double play, base loaded 1 now, so that definitely hurt. But Mets get the win. David Robertson looks great. He's looking really good early on. Hasn't allowed a run yet, so that's always promising. Jack, anything stuck out to you here?
No, I mean, really, you hit it pretty well, V. The Oakland A's are a pretty pathetic team. The Mets did what they were supposed to do. I think that move to push Scherzer, we'll see how that pans out for tonight. But, I mean, man, the Oakland A's are just – they are tough. They're probably headed to Vegas, so this will probably be one of the last seasons, and you know the fans are protest. It's a tough scene over there in Oakland. So
before you enter the Yankees, I want to just announce something. I know probably a lot of people have heard. If you guys follow us on the socials, I've been posting. I posted a reel. I posted a short. I posted a talk. Brett Beatty got the call up. He's in tonight's starting lineup in Game 1 against the Dodgers. Big move. It took, we're game 16 already in the season. It took 15 games too long to call him up, in my opinion. But glad they finally came to their senses, called him up. But I don't want a lot of pressure on him. I just want him to play his game. But I'm super excited to watch him play. I know he's going to face a good Dodgers team first series. I would have loved to have watched him play against the Athletics first. I feel like that's a team. It'd be a great series, build up his confidence, probably get a few hits, maybe get a hold of one, and then go into the Dodgers series. But I trust him. I think he's going to be really talented. I'm very excited. Very excited.
That's super exciting, V. Now, let's get into the Yankees real quick. They had a four-game home series against the Minnesota Twins, and the first game of the series took place on our last episode. We touched on it a little bit, but the Yankees were getting shellacked, and they did get shellacked. They lost 11-2. Brito did not have it. He allowed 7 earned in 2/3 of an inning. Just he had an absolute nightmare out there. And Anthony Rizzo hit 2 home runs, and that was really it. The Yankees lost 11-2, and that was a tough game. And then on Friday, it got almost worse. If you're, a big Yankee fan, you had a blown lead. Clay Holmes allows 2 runs in at the end of the game and blew the game. And the Yankees lost. Correa just kills us again, and just what he always does. For the Yanks, Anthony Volpe hit his first home run Friday's game. Super exciting. Aaron Judge also hit a home run. Yeah, that was really the bright spots there. Only scored 3 runs. So we're down 0-2 in a 4-game series. So we need to pick it up in game 3. And thank God we won 6-1. Great pitching performance by Domingo Germán, who was checked for the sticky substances. God, it was a little bit of a controversy there, but apparently had a rosin bag back in the dugout. Who knows what's going on there? But yeah, I was a little bit happy about that. He pitched probably the best game that he's ever pitched. 11 Ks, only 1 earned, over 6 1/3. I mean, that's pretty solid for him. As far as the Yankee offense, Rizzo with another homer. That's it. A few hits here and there, but nothing crazy. LeMahieu with a hit, Judge with a hit. Yeah, nothing too crazy. And then we found out that Giancarlo Stanton would be going on the IL because he can't run to second base. So, our buddy Peraza got called up, so that was great. And then Garrett Cole yesterday just pitched outstandingly. 9 innings, complete game, 10 Ks, only 1 walk, and just shoved against a great Minnesota lineup who, was red hot first 2 games of the series and then really cooled off. I think kind of goes to their roster construction of feast or famine, right? So we saw the highs of the first 2 games and the super lows of their second 2 games of their lineup, just not really getting anything going against Cole. Buxton, this whole series just looked lost, struck out a bunch of times. Pablo Lopez for Minnesota pitched really well, but LeMahieu got him, RBI single, and then Mickey Mouse home run into the short porch that we'll take in. 2-0 Yanks. We'll take a split when you lose game 1 11-1, and game 2 you blow a lead. You'll take a split any day of the week. And V still have not lost a series this season.
Oh, I've been waiting for you to say something like that. I knew I had it coming. Yeah. I wonder how long this one's going to last. I would actually find it hysterical if it goes as long as the Mets, but I would be very shocked. I think they're going to lose one eventually. Just saying. Anyways, Domingo Germán had a lot of movement there on his pitches. It was crazy. I haven't seen a pitch move like that in a while, so that's pretty cool to see. Hopefully that it sticks. I don't know if I didn't mean to use the word sticks there. Maybe I did. Anyways, Garrett Cole looking dominant again, making me and Jack look good by picking us as like a Cy Young pick early before the season started. I told you guys right off the bat, said this guy, I think he had a better year than the numbers said last year, and I think he's going to be in line for a great season. He's really proving us right now. He's looking real good. The Yankees need him to look real good, and he's looking.
Yeah, he looks like the best pitcher in baseball right now, and that's really all you can ask for, especially with Rodon still. He's had some setbacks here and there. We're waiting to see. They're saying like mid-May for him, which is kind of unfortunate, but Cole's really stepped up and looked great. So, yeah.
Quick couple takeaways on the Yankee series. Jack, you mentioned Carlos Correa. He does always seem to just do really well against the Yankees, and I just wanted to say I'm very glad we dodged the bullet not having to face him in the Subway Series this season. So that was good. Orman, setting a career high with strikeouts. You know, I had that over-under line of combined strikeouts for the Mets and Yankees for Saturday and Sunday's games. It did hit the over, large in part thanks to Herman and Cole getting 21 of those 37 strikeouts. Yankees refused to lose a series, which as a Yankees fan, you have to be happy about, especially when, you know, the series got off to a rocky start. So, yeah, well done recapping the series, fellas. I got a quick little thing I want to throw at you guys. I've been thinking about this a lot. I'm going to be a bleacher creature tomorrow at the game against the Angels, which is exciting. I might even bring one of these guys with me. We'll see who's the lucky one, but I think it's Big V because he bought his ticket. So I've been thinking a lot about, you know, V, we got to go to some games already. So I want you guys to rate this list in order of your top 5 favorite baseball feelings. Okay. V, I'm going to let you go first because Jack went first pretty much all last episode and he had to wear a Mets hat. So, all right. So here are the top 5 feelings. You have to rate them. We'll do from worst to best. And then if you have an honorable mention or if you have a favorite that I didn't list, please say it. All right. So here are the feelings. 1, hearing the crack of a baseball bat. Just hearing the sound. 2, the first sip of a beer at a baseball game. 3, watching your team get the dub. Just watching your team win. 4, hearing the trumpets or, for a Yankee counterpart, Enter Sandman. 5, winning the weekly Big D's Big Odds. So I want you guys to rate these 5 feelings, and I'm very curious as to what you guys come up with.
Okay, I'm going to go from least to best.
Yeah, so 5 to 1.
Okay. At number 5, I'm going to go with... Oh, man, this is a good list, Dave. I'm struggling out here now.
It's why baseball's the best.
I love all these feelings. This is great. I'm surprised you didn't include a double play, watching a double play here, Turn. I know that's your favorite.
That's my favorite to watch, but it doesn't really provoke a feeling like these things do.
For me to start, I think it's the sip of beer is going to be number 5. Don't get me wrong, I'm a big fan, but I think in feeling purposes, it's great when you're there, but some of these feelings could be happening even when I'm not there, and I think that's why they're a little higher. At number 4, I'm going to go with trumpets. I love my trumpets. I really do, but I just don't think it's higher than the other ones. When the trumpets come on, I get hyped. I get in a great mood. Doesn't necessarily mean something's about to happen, which is the number 3 is going to be a team dub. I think the team dub is going to land at number 3. Number 3, because watching my team win is just a great feeling. It's a great feeling. But can I tell you guys this? Big D's Big Odds is going to be number 2 because there's no greater feeling than watching my man Jack B over there wear a Mets hat when I beat him because it's fantastic. It's a great feeling for me. I love it. I can't wait to beat him again. I know I'm going to wear one next week, but it doesn't matter. That's the bad feeling. And then the number 1 best feeling, in my opinion, has to be a crack of a baseball bat. Because it does not matter if I'm playing slow pitch softball. It doesn't matter if I'm in high school. It doesn't matter if I'm listening to a Major League Baseball game. It doesn't matter who's playing. I don't care if it's the Royals. I don't care if it's the Mets. I don't care if it's the Yankees. The crack of a baseball bat is music to my ears. I have no better joy than, especially like going to BP right now. When me and Dave went to BP in Miami, just listening to the crack of the baseball bat is literally beautiful. Best feeling ever.
All right, V, I like that list. I'm going to go the opposite way. I'm going to go 1 to 5. And I think number 1, I don't know how this is not number 1 on your list, but Big D's Big Odds is by far the best feeling. Like, it's not even close. Even though I had to wear a Met hat, the thrill of beating you this week, it made up for it. And plus the trivia, smacking you in that trivia, oh, man. That was great, too.
That's
Okay,
right. That's right. That's all right. Just keep kissing Dave's ass. Maybe he'll give you better trivia, easier trivia questions again. No problem. No problem.
All right, all right. Number 2, I'm gonna have to go with the team dub.
Okay.
There's nothing better at Yankee Stadium than when you start hearing "Start spreading the news." There's nothing better than that. There's nothing better. Um, Number 3, I'm gonna have to go with "Crack of the Bat." Crack of the Bat. You're right. Great noise, great sound. One of the best sounds. Even better, like you said in BP, when there's not as much going on. Um, yeah, I love the Crack of the Bat. Number 4, Enter Sandman. And I was privileged enough to hear one Enter Sandman, watch Mariano close one game. That was great. Number 5 is going to have to be Sip of Beer. I agree with you on this one. Sip of beer, first sip of beer at the game, always great. But in this star-studded list, it's got to go at the bottom. It just has to.
Interesting. Yeah, I was composing all the things I love about baseball, and I'm excited to go to the game tomorrow. But apparently, V and I will not be drinking a beer. Jeez. All right. Awesome. Are there any feelings I didn't mention that you guys just love?
That's a good question right there.
Just real quick, I remember going to a game. Now, this might have been at the old Yankee Stadium. I forget. Watching Jabba Chamberlain pitch. Remember him, V?
Of course.
Oh, I remember Jabba.
Jabba threw like 101 back when he threw a pitch 101 back when it was kind of rare to see a player throw that fast, and it went up on the radar gun, and then everyone in the stadium saw the 101, and everyone just got out of their seats, started clapping like no, it was like back in I think 2008. It was more of a rare occurrence, so that was super cool.
For me, I've been at Citi Field for I believe 2 or 3 walk-off wins, and I'll tell you that I don't know if you guys ever been at a walk-off win. They're electric. Watching the crowd erupt. I was there. My favorite one was when 2016 the Mets were pushing for the playoffs. They were facing the Twins. Curtis Granderson hit a game-tying home run in the 9th, and then a walk-off home run in the 11th. And that was absolutely crazy. That was awesome. That was a great feeling.
Maybe Grandy was a good Met.
Maybe he was. Just
Come
like
on.
Carlos.
We gotta get him on. We gotta get him on the show. We gotta get him on the show and see which one you think he was better at.
Dave, I think you made a great point about Correa, and I forgot to bring this up before. Correa would have been a great Met. He would have been a great Met.
Blows my mind.
I think he would have fit so well with the whole hatred of the Yankee fan. I think it just would have worked so well.
And I think him and Lindor combo, especially on the left side, would have been just elite.
Yeah, the Puerto Rican duo.
Oh my God! I mean, I said it before. When the Mets reportedly signed him to that long-term deal, I literally was up till like 6 a.m. because I couldn't sleep of how excited I was that Correa was coming on the Mets. I wasted my sleep. I'll just say it that.
All right, awesome. Hey, it's time to get into our segments. We're back with it, and we're going to start by firing up that hot stove. V, what you got for us this episode?
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Vuitton's Hot Stove. Ladies and gentlemen, I have 2 people here today. Actually, one on each side of the boroughs. One's from the Bronx, one's from the Queens, and they're both part of the Bros. I'll tell you right here, ladies and gentlemen. The first one is going to be a guy I mentioned earlier. He has done some fantastic things for the Yankees to start off this season. He has looked dominant. He's 4-0 with a sub-1 ERA. Mr. Garrett Cole, congratulations. You have made Vuitton's Hot Stove an absolute gem of a start against the Minnesota Twins in order for them to not lose a series still this season. Can't wait for that line to be done. But either way, he looked dominant. It's great to see him do what he's supposed to do as the ace of the staff. Not allowed a home run yet, which is exactly what I said. He keeps the ball in the ballpark. He's going to do some great things this year, and it's exactly what he's done so far. And for the Mets, Jack thinks he knows who it is, but I'll tell you this, he's wrong. Because it's actually going to be Francisco Lindor of the New York Mets. Francisco Lindor had a hell of a game on Friday night, driving in 7 runs. He also had a big 2-run double in the Padres series. He had a game. He had another home run on Sunday on a pitch that was like shoulder high, which was impressive. I've never seen him get on top of a ball like that before. He's looked really balanced at the plate. He's as sure of a glove there is in the game of baseball. I know there's great fielders, and I'm not saying he's the best, but he's really up there in terms of fielding. He's so smooth. Anything hit anywhere near him is an out. It's just guaranteed. And yeah, Francisco Lindor, you have made the hot stove.
Bravo, bravo.
V can't really debate you too much here. I mean, you got two great picks, I think. Yeah, man. I mean, there's not really much to say. I think Lindor had a great series. I might have to add that, he was facing the Oakland Athletics, but, you got to beat the teams that are on your schedule, right? So, yep, and Cole's been lights out, so you get no arguments from me today, but maybe next episode.
Lindor did look great in batting practice this past weekend. Batting practice against the A's. Good for Lindor.
Yeah. Jeez. All right, so I think now it's time for the jack-off. And the jack-off,
favorite part of the day.
Yeah, it's one of the best parts of our episodes, and one of the greatest parts of my day, honestly, to talk about things that I hate. But you know what? For the Mets, a team that, I don't really like that much, especially after wearing their hat last episode, I don't really have a player or a decision or anything that, I just can't hate on them. I mean, they swept the worst team in baseball, and the only really hate I can give them is continuing to say the A's are the worst team in baseball. That's about it. And I guess they only won by one in the last two games of the season. I mean, they won. A win is a win, so I can't really. But now on to the Yankees, and I have a few gripes here with the Yankees because, their game one of the series was tough. Brito pitched pretty bad, but I'm not going to give the jack off to him because he's a rookie, and, he pitched so great his first two starts. I can't really complain too much about. I mean, I can complain, but I'm going to choose to not complain about this performance. And this player that I'm going to choose is a player that is not new to the jack-off. He's a reoccurring guest. Isaiah Kiner-Falefa, my good friend. Kiner-Falefa. My boy this season has a OPS plus of negative 49. Negative. He has 2 hits in 22 plate appearances, which is, just not great. And he really didn't do anything extra bad this series. He was just like his normal shit self. Like he just was him, how he normally is. At least now he's playing third base. He's not the shortstop anymore, so I can't complain about his defense. But, I mean, Buddy can't get the ball out of the infield. Like, have you seen him hit, Dave, where it's just like the only time he gets the ball in the outfield is when it's like a weak fly ball. Nothing's hit hard, and everything that's hit hard is just on the ground. So, and he's not like a lightning quick where he's going to beat stuff out. I just don't know what he contributes to this team besides defense, I guess. And I guess he's versatile and they think he's fast or whatever. Somehow defensive run saves liked him at shortstop. The stupid stat I cannot understand, because that's the same stat that, thinks Derek Jeter's the worst defensive shortstop of all time. Good one. And they like Isaiah Kiner-Falefa. So I don't know what to say. Kiner-Falefa is atrocious. He needs to be DFA'd, maybe before Aaron Hicks, even though Aaron Hicks could have made this list too. So, I mean, something's going to have to happen because Donaldson's coming off the IL. So somebody's going to have to be moved. Maybe that's Calhoun. He's going to be sent down, but, maybe Peraza. But I think they kind of want Peraza to stay with the team. I don't know. Seems like a move's going to have to be made.
How is IKF there? He has a 0 ERA. What are you doing, Jack? IKF pitched a scoreless inning. What are we doing?
Care. I don't care.
What? He's the best pitcher on your team. There's no one with a better ERA on the team than IKF. No, I'm just kidding. This guy's fucking horrible. This guy can't hit shit. Holy crap. You said, do you see him hit? No, I see him stand in the box looking like a dope. God damn, he's right. I can't argue with you here, Jack. That guy's just garbage. Welcome to the jack off, IKF.
I would love to see like his exit velocities on his hit because there's just no force behind it at all. It's just
his
like
baseball savant page is probably a thing of beauty.
Real quick, Jack, can I give you an honorary jack off?
Sure, go ahead.
Something that kind of pissed me off that I forgot to mention when talking about the series, but Rocco Baldelli. Did you see his post-game interview where he started off by being like, I'm not going to talk about this situation for much long, then went on like a 10-minute rant about how the umpires
He's a weird dude.
Like, what are we doing? What? Like, come on.
And then he yelled at Cole because when Cole threw that up and in changeup that like clearly slipped out of his hand and like went up and in to Correa, it was a changeup. It was 89 miles per hour. Obviously, it's not trying to hit him. It was like an 0-2 count. And Baldelli's like, throw the fucking ball over the plate. Dude, like, get a life, dude. And like, it's just so weird.
There's no reason for him to. Yeah, there's no reason for him to hit Correa in that situation. It's just, yeah. He's a jack off for me, for sure.
He is a jack off. And before we move on, I just want to hit some Isaiah Kiner-Falefa baseball savant.
He's not letting
stats.
it go.
I think he just wants to hit IKF. I don't think he wants.
You could hit it with more exit velocity than he hits a baseball.
His max exit velocity is in the 11th percentile of all major league hitters.
His max, like the hardest one he's hit this year?
Like, yes. The average of like the hardest ball he hits is 11th percentile.
Wow.
So 90% of hitters hit the ball harder than him.
Yeah, that tracks.
Wow, who the heck is below this guy? Jesus,
that is concerning. The entire A's
honestly,
team.
Yeah, true. I don't know how it works like with minimum because it's just percentile. So I don't know how it works with like minimum. You know, maybe some Joe Schmo got an at bat and like
lay down a bunt.
Yeah,
it's the only way to be lower than IKF.
Yeah.
All right, fellas, it's time for Big D's Big Odds. It is V's redemption week. You guys are even on the year. Now with Jack winning last week, I believe he won 9-5 after considering all the lines and all the trivia. So
it's a murder.
Well done, Jack.
It wasn't close. Wasn't close.
Not close at all. So V, you're going to be in the hot seat first. We're going to go to the Mets. I didn't know this going into this episode, but doing some research. The Mets as a team have a batting average of .217, which is currently ranked 28th in the MLB. So I'm going to set an over-under line on players that are going to hit over 300 in this upcoming series with a minimum of 4 at-bats. Going to set the over-under line at 3.5.
Wow, what a line.
Thanks.
Wow. Okay, so we're facing the Dodgers. Lindor's starting to hit well. Alonso's hitting well. Nimmo's swinging well. Dodgers have some good. They're facing May, Kershaw. Good pitchers. I'm going to take the under.
Wow. No faith in his own team.
Listen, I have as much faith as the next person, but the Mets, especially the lower part of the order, just isn't hitting well right now. It's like, like the 7 through 9, maybe even the 6 through 9 guys, really just not swinging the bat well. And I know in a short series, one player gets 3 hits in one game, that's it, they're good. But the Mets are drawing a lot of walks. I think they could definitely still win the series. I think they're going to keep playing the game that they're playing. Not against this Dodger staff. I can't. I just can't. May and Kershaw are just too good for me to bet the over on this one. I'm a gambling man.
I'm going to have to bet the over here. I have some faith in the Mets. I think they're going to continue this little hot streak they had with the A's. Maybe they parlay that into some success. I mean, they don't even have to win these games. I just think, some maybe an infield hit, some flukies, some bloops, they'll make it work. I think, I think this is going to happen. I'm taking the over here.
All right. V, you and I have the luxury of watching Clark Schmidt pitch live tomorrow. He's getting the start. So, Jack, we're going to go to you first. Going to set an over-under line on earned runs at 3.5 against the Angels.
This is tough. Oh, man.
He gave up 3 against San Fran, 4 against Baltimore, and 3 against Cleveland.
So he's probably facing Suarez. I'm trying to think. Suarez also not great.
I will also let you know the Angels are 10th in total runs scored this year with 76 on the season.
They can hit. They definitely got some boppers on their team. And Ohtani loves to hit here. Didn't he have that one game where he hit like 3 home runs, I think, in Yankee Stadium? Yeah, he likes to hit at Yankee Stadium. I'm going to have some faith here. I think I'm just going to go with the under, just blindly. I don't really have any reasoning. I just think, Angels do have a lot of right-handed hitters. Schmidt's tough on the righties with the sinker running in, the slurve running away. I don't really know. It doesn't really make much sense. I'm just kind of coping with it, Dave, but I'm going to go with the under.
Yeah, the only thing that's running away is all the balls that are bouncing off the Angels' bats because I'm taking the over here. So Dave already announced we're going to be there, right? Dave, we're first row above the Angels bullpen in left. Mike Trout's hitting right to us. I'm telling you right now.
Dude, real quick, I want you guys' opinion on this. Over under the age in which you're allowed to bring a mitt to a game and not look weird, 15.5.
I think the line should be at 17.5.
17.
I'm with 17.
Okay.
I'm cool with that.
I say 17 is the cutoff.
I don't know. I don't know. If you play high school baseball, I think you get a pass if you're on JV. If you're on varsity, you shouldn't be bringing your glove to the game. Especially the glove. Maybe if it's a secondary glove. If it's your glove that you're wearing on the field, I feel like you shouldn't bring it to the game because, I don't know. Like, it's just like, what if you drop it? Like, there's some horror stories, I feel like.
Yeah, I have one of those. I dropped a ball in a game once.
Yeah, but I mean, what if, I don't know, maybe it's just me because I lose things a lot. But what if you lose your glove? Like, I had a very nice glove, an expensive glove in high school that I paid good money for, and I'm not bringing that.
If you're in love with the glove, don't misplace it. Just hold on to it. Why is it off your hand?
Or leave it at home.
Well, I'm not arguing here. I'm gonna catch it with my bare hands tomorrow night. Right. I might break a few fingers and then I'm out for the softball season, but I'll catch that shit.
But it's worth it. It's just worth it.
If BQ, I'm wearing this shirt. If BQB ends up on TV because of me breaking a hand, I'll break it 5 times over. We're gonna be.
I'll break your other hand, giving you a high five. I'll be so excited. All right, so V, just to recap, you're going over on Clark Schmidt's earned runs at 3.5.
Yes, Mr. Big D.
Thank you, Mr. Big B. All right, V, back to you. Talked about it earlier. Exciting news for some Mets fans. Beatty is getting the start. We're actually filming this episode. What's today? Monday. And
Monday.
Mets have a game later, so he's getting the start tonight. So I'm going to go over under hits on this series for Beatty. I'm going to go 1.5.
Okay. And I'm going to gladly take the over on this one. I think Beatty, I said it from the start of the season, this kid should have been on the starting roster. I called him and Volpe making the team out of spring. I batted 500 there, only Volpe did. But Beatty should have. Beatty batted 400 in the minors, 5 home runs in like 10 games. Kid sprays the ball, goes to left, pulls it. He looks really good. I know the Dodgers have great pitching. He's probably not starting against Kershaw. So that's where this line might get a little tricky. But I could definitely see him getting at least one hit tonight. All he would need is one more hit on Sunday. I'm sorry, Sunday, Wednesday. I'm taking the over.
Yeah, Vic, I'm going to have to agree with you here. Beatty's been hitting the cover off the ball in the minors. You keep telling me that. I keep seeing them come up on my Twitter because you keep retweeting them on the BQB Twitter. Yeah, dude. He already has all his firsts like in the MLB taken care of. He's hit his first home run. He's got his first hit. He's got his first RBIs. He can kind of just relax, settle in. And I think he fits well in their lineup as another left-handed hitter that can hit for power and, like you said, spray the ball to all fields. So I'm taking the over here.
Let's go.
Hey, we agreed on one. All right. Okay, one more Yankees line. Jack, Anthony Rizzo getting off to a pretty good start. He's got 17 hits on the season, 2 doubles, 4 home runs. I'm going to set an over-under line on his total bases for this upcoming series against the Angels at 6.5.
Ooh, 6.5. Okay, so I believe I could be wrong, but I believe they're facing Suarez and then Sandoval. I don't know Rizzo's numbers against them, but I just know lefty is always tough. So I'm just gonna go under here just based on the 2 lefty starters. I know the Angels bullpen is horrendous as it's been for like the last pretty much 10 years. Yeah, I'm gonna go under. I hate to hate on my guy Riz, who's on fire right now, but I'm gonna go under just because of the 2 lefty starters.
Would you mind repeating the line for me, please?
Yeah, Anthony Rizzo total bases for this upcoming 3-game series against the Angels, 6.5 is the line.
All right, so Jack lost faith for his players because I'm going over. Rizzo's going to get a hold of 1 home run, at least in the series. This guy's smoking hot. This guy just got to poke it 200 feet over right field. That's all. He's good to go. He's going to get easy over. Easy over. Easy.
You realize a home run's only 4.
Yeah, I know. He's got to just get 3 more after that.
There you go.
He's a speed demon, that Rizzo.
All right. Before I lay my last line, V, I kind of got a little bone to pick with you. I don't know how you haven't put me on the hot stove. Honestly, my lines have been absolute gold this year. I've been plus or minus only a couple, if not pretty much nailing it. So my upcoming line, and I'm going to see which one of you I like more, and hopefully it's both of you. Just agree to this one, but this one's interesting. All right. I had fun making this one. So over under my variance. So how far off I was from the number I set on all 4 of the total lines combined. Over under 6.5. So the difference from the number I picked to how far away I am.
All right, so we did total bases, earned runs. What was the other ones?
Hits and players that batted 300 for the Mets. That are going to bat 300.
I got my answer. Dave's a sharp. He should be hired by all the bookmakers. I'm going easy under here. I mean, when you're hot, and Dave is hot. So, I'm not going against Dave right now.
Jack, listen. Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. But goddamn, I cannot disagree with Big D's big odds right now.
You guys.
This guy's been pretty good, and you know what? I'm gonna be the first one to say I said his lines week 1 were shit. But damn, I've been wrong ever since. This guy's been money, and you know what? I think he's money again. I think I'm gonna take the under here with you.
I honestly I wish we could pay some because I'm not gonna do it. I wish we could pay someone to track my performance over the year on these lines. I said I'm certainly not going to do it, but I will do it for this episode because I am curious. But that is Big D's big odds. We got some disagreement going, and based on how we'll see how it turns out. Maybe I have to throw some special events at you guys for Thursday's episode. Stay tuned. We'll see.
I've been studying.
All right. What year was Ricky Henderson born?
1922.
Very good. That's why he is our Mets insider.
What can I say, ladies and gentlemen?
All right, real quick, we got a couple minutes. We got the Mets facing off against the Dodgers, Yankees facing off against the Angels. That's what we have to look forward to. Let's go to the Mets real quick. V, what are you looking at the series? What are some of your thoughts, some of your predictions? What do you got for us?
Well, I'm actually going to look not at the big boppers on the team. I'm going to look at the other guys. I'm looking at Vogelback, McNeil, and Tommy Pham, and obviously Brett Beatty. I'd love to see, I'd like to see Vogelback show some power. I'd love to see Beatty get settled in, do what he's been doing in the minors, just keep spraying the ball, drive the ball well. Tommy Pham, he's been hitting the lefties. Listen, I gave the guy a lot of shit early on, but he's actually looked pretty good. He hit a home run to right center in Oakland, which is impressive. I know it's Oakland, but that was an impressive shot. And that's who I'd be looking forward to. Pitching, Max Scherzer versus Noah Syndergaard is on Wednesday. That is a game I will be tuning into. First time Noah Syndergaard is going to be facing the Mets since he left them, and I'm very excited to watch that.
Yeah, V. Super excited about this series. I mean, two of the big juggernauts in the West, or I'm sorry, in the NL, you would think. So excited to see it. Two teams that spend a lot of money. So yeah, super exciting. And kind of on the other side of things, we have the other LA team coming to New York to face the Yanks, and you guys are going tomorrow to the game. I wish you guys could have saw Ohtani pitch, but he pitched today and only pitched 2 innings. So kind of, I don't know if
He
anyone
could
saw
pitch
that.
tomorrow. He could pitch.
Well, there was a rain delay, right? So
Yeah,
that's why
delay, but
they didn't throw him back out.
yeah, I kind of hate that, but
He should pitch tomorrow.
that'd be cool.
He could go. He's ready.
Give him 5 innings. He's good.
For the Yanks, I'm thinking maybe a Clark Schmidt. Can we see something, Clark? Maybe. I know we're improving, baby steps. Maybe, can we go like 3 scoreless and not give up a run the first 3? That would be elite. Maybe we can play from a lead. That would be elite. Maybe a little Anthony Volpe heat up a little bit going into this Toronto series, which is going to be a big series this weekend. So, yeah, that's really all I'm looking for. I know the Angels are kind of reeling. They just lost 3 out of 4 to Boston. Boston's not the best. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. What's up, V?
Before we wrap this up, I got one fun question, I should say. I want you guys to all give a hot take of what will happen in tomorrow's Angels-Yankees game. I'm going to start off and say that we're going to see home runs from Mike Trout, Shohei Ohtani, Aaron Judge, and Anthony Volpe. That is my hot take.
That's a lot of home runs.
It's a lot of home runs.
We got some bad. We don't have the best pitchers pitching tomorrow, so that's why I'm feeling it.
You should round robin those, put them in a parlay.
You know what? I will. This isn't gambling advice, ladies and gentlemen. But if those 4 people go, I'm putting it now.
Yes, it is.
Don't sue me if it doesn't hit. That's all I'm saying.
It's not financial advice, but it's gambling advice.
So, all I want to say is I'm putting it in. You can put $1 on, You'll probably win a crap ton of money anyways. I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, those 4 people, they're going deep. I'm going to have a blast. Dave, you got a hot take for me?
My hot take is that my back is going to be on fire by the 4th inning because we are sitting on the bleachers. So I'm getting old. Back in the day, I used to go a full 9. You could give me extra innings, I'd be fine. Feel like there's going to be a lot of up and down movement because there's probably going to be a lot of home runs. So I'm giving my back until the 4th inning, and then V's going to have to carry me out of the stadium.
No problem.
Hot take, Clark Schmidt, 6 innings, 2 earned runs.
And Jack nails the under.
Yes, sir.
There we go. All right. I love it. V. That was a great question. Great episode as always, fellas. Can't wait to see V in a Mets. All right. I always see him in a Mets hat. I can't wait to see him in a Yankees hat next episode because he is our big loser. So stay tuned for that. But V, they can find us on Twitter.
They can find us at Twitter at BQB Podcast.
And
Always retweeting those Brett Beatty highlights. So if you want to see those, definitely follow.
Listen, I try to show my love all over the place. I try.
I think we're going to change our handle to at Brett Beatty Highlights.
Brett Beatty Stan account.
And Jack's posting talks pretty much on the daily. Jack, where can they find us?
BQB Pod. Check us out on the talk. V's on there as well, grinding some great clips, and we're going to do some This Day in Baseball History coming up next couple of days, so check that out.
All right, and we can also be found on Instagram at BQB Podcast. It is that easy. You can also find us YouTube Shorts. We're posting on there all the time, mostly V, but actually pretty much V. You can also listen to us wherever you get your podcasts, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon, Google, iHeartRadio, and we're just on a billion other things, so wherever you want. And if you like us, tell your 6th grade teacher. They'll like us too. All right, we'll catch you guys next time.